Welcome to Relay Radio. I'm your host, Derek Dreyer. To my right is my co-host, Daniel Hall. We'll be lighting the torch of knowledge to bring you exhilarating insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories.
Immerse yourself in the world of business, entrepreneurship, and life as we pass the baton of knowledge, empowering you to sprint towards greatness. Today's guest is one of Houston's finest storytellers. He has inspired a creative wave in the fitness realm with his cinematic styles. As a freelance videographer, his resume speaks for itself. He is Samuel Solis Jr.
That was
dope.
Awesome,
All right,
yeah.
Everybody
I'm
likes
inspired.
everybody likes the intros.
Yeah, we like to start it off good so people feel like,
Yeah.
shit, that is me, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much how this works, Sam, is it's set up like a relay race. So we'll start off by a warm up. We'll shoot over some trivia questions to you. Then we'll enter the first leg, which will be your personal. Second leg, we'll talk about social media. Third leg, we'll talk about business. And then fourth leg, we'll talk about any like goals and advice, things like that. Then we'll cross the finish line.
Sounds good.
Cool.
How many podcasts do you think you've done?
I've done three.
Three?
Yeah.
When's
But
the-
never with video. So this is.
This is the big. Oh yeah,
first
this-
time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best.
You got the videos. All right, I'm going to ask you these trivia questions. You're going to have 30 seconds.
All right.
If you want to start a timer, Daniel.
Oh yeah, I got it. 3, 2, 1.
Just general knowledge. Here we go. What year did the U.S. declare independence?
1887.
Yeah, you wrong.
What month has it 28 days?
What month has 28 days?
Mm-hmm.
Every month.
Oh, okay. How many U.S. states are contiguous?
No idea.
What company created the first digital camera?
Pentex? I don't know.
Time.
How many megabytes are in a gigabyte?
1,000.
Time.
All right. It's 1776 is the
1776.
You actually
Completely.
got the
you got the trick
trickiest
question.
question.
You got the
right.
trick question. The state one was 48. That was a hard one. That's the one I was like, dude, why is Austin
Yeah.
putting these kind of questions on here? And then the company that created the first digital camera was Kodak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Kodak moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
I knew it was one of those like.
And then you got the gigabits, your gigabyte one, which is 1,000, which is correct.
Damn. Wait. So is 2 the top?
I
Three.
think 2 is
3.
probably the number one right now.
Yeah.
We have a leaderboard right now, and I think nobody's answered more than one question. Did Joe get 2? Joe might have gotten 2. But
Might have gotten 2. Yeah. So you're probably
you
tied
got
at the
2,
top.
yeah. So yeah,
I'll take
job.
it.
You
I'll
got the
take it.
trick question that nobody got right.
yeah.
The 28 days.
I guess we have to keep them hard as fuck because we're keeping the leaderboard down. You know, like
Yeah.
it's hard to get on, top. Cool. Well, let's jump into the first leg now. So this is we'll talk about your personal life a little bit. So, just tell us like who is Sam Solis
Yeah. So
Jr.
I'm the. You're good. So I'm the oldest of 3,
Mhm.
and I guess I'm just a really hard worker and someone who's passionate about what he does. So it's kind of like the basis.
Did you
and
grow up
then-
in Houston? Where are you from?
Yeah. So I grew up in Houston. My parents were both like immigrants, and
Okay. Where did they immigrate from?
so my dad was from Veracruz, and then my mom was from Tampico,
Okay.
and they both came here when they were like 13 years old.
Okay.
So
Cool. So you're actually first generation American then.
Mhm.
Your family.
first,
That's awesome.
first generation. Yeah.
Cool.
And then like how many do you have any siblings?
Yeah,
or
so I
how
have
was-
a younger sister. She's 25, and then a little brother that's 16.
So,
it's
like
a
what
big-
would you say like your upbringing was like?
Yep. So my parents just worked really, really hard to like just keep food on the table. We
Yeah.
weren't very
Yeah.
like rich or anything like that. We lived like in a 1-bedroom apartment. So me and my sister sleeping in the same room as my parents, and it was tough, but my parents just I don't know. I think they did a really good job raising us. Like when it came to like just religion, being respectful, and yeah. I mean, I feel like
Yeah. And then like with your parents, I feel like I said this last podcast too, but like being a millennial, our parents were always like immigrants, or like if they weren't immigrants, then it was our parents' generation was always like making ends meet, working 2 jobs, working multiple jobs, and doing whatever's necessary to like provide food on the table. And it kind of taught our generation to be a little bit more like resilient when it comes to like working hard and like complaining less, just honestly just doing shit. And like with your parents, like what did they do? What did they have businesses or like
Yeah. So my dad started working at 14
oh
at
wow.
a food town. He was like a stocker.
Yeah.
So like he would like unload all the trucks like
Mm-hmm.
in the heat. And then my mom just took care of me.
Yeah.
And then she like cleaned houses on the side.
Right.
So my dad did that for a long time, and then he started working at a car dealership. He like got himself up to be like a manager. But they weren't doing like crazy jobs, like
Yeah,
they were
it was
just
just-
like 9 to 5 jobs, and
Yeah.
he was just working his ass off.
Uh-huh. And then so what would you say, when would you say you kind of started working?
I started working.
Yeah.
I started working at 16.
What was
So
that?
I was a busboy at Genghis Grill,
Oh shit.
and I remember.
Shit, that place is fire.
Yeah.
Hey, Genghis Girl's good.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I
I
love
was
this,
I was
And they
doing
hire
that.
16-year-olds? That's
Yeah.
fucked up, bro. That's
Uh-huh.
underage shit.
So it was like
It's not.
when they first opened up, they just needed like a buster. So I remember I was at the dentist with my mom, and then she was like, "Why don't you just apply?" And I just went over. I walked over and talked to the manager, and they hired me. But from 16, I started working 40-hour weeks. Like
Holy shit.
I've
so
always worked 40-hour weeks or more.
uh-huh.
Like, so I'm used to like
Dang, so you were just like
working.
straight from school to work.
Straight from school
nonstop.
to work, and then I was doing sports and stuff. So
Yeah.
trying
What
to just
sports
balance
did you play?
everything. So I did football, I did basketball, I did track, and then
Nice.
I got hurt my sophomore year playing football, and I started boxing. So
Yeah.
boxing, I did that for like almost 5 years.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to
this
lead me
is-
into that because, like, the first time I met you, remember we went to Cali, and
Mhm.
you're, like, boxing and shit. I was like, damn, dude, this dude can fucking fight, bro. So, like, talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so like I said, I played football, so I broke my ankle, I shattered it,
Oh,
and
dang.
I was on bed rest for like 8 months.
That happened to my friend. Did you have surgery? Like,
Yeah.
You had all the pins
Like
sticking out?
14
Yeah,
screws.
dude, the same
plate.
exact thing happened to my friend. Like, he got tackled and like his ankle got crushed,
Oh,
shattered.
exactly. That's what
And then
happened.
he had surgery, and then like you can literally they do the surgery, and then you can see the pins coming out of your foot,
I would throw up.
and he couldn't move either. He had like literally,
Yeah, anything like any
It's like-
movements like
yeah,
it'd be so painful. Like so, I
That's
had
wild.
to be on the bed.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the
not
whole
worth
time.
it to me. Yeah,
And
no.
it was against. I remember we were playing against Humble, and there was 2 guys. They weighed like 320 pounds each,
jeez.
and one of them was committed to Texas, and one of them was committed to Baylor. And I was a running back, so I grabbed the ball.
Mm.
I went through, and then one of them got on me, and I was still able to like stay up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one came, and then that's when it just like you
Oof.
see my ankle
yeah.
just like go into the ground, just like
Crushed.
completely crushed.
Bad.
And then I just like I knocked out, and when I woke up, like the trainer had my leg up, and my ankle was just like
You saw it. Oh, God.
dangling. I was like,
Jeez.
I was like,
Probably
dude,
passed-
I don't
passed
know.
out again
Yeah.
from the.
Bro,
Damn.
that shit is not worth it.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, football
It's
definitely
football,
is
man.
not
Yeah.
worth it, man.
It's a risky game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then boxing, you
So-
went semi-pro, right?
Not well. I did it amateur.
Okay.
But what happened is I gained so much weight from being on bed rest
Mhm.
for 8 months.
Mhm.
I had gained like 100 pounds in like that time, and then my coach, my running back coach, he was like, he just said you're fat, like you're not gonna be a running back anymore.
Mhm.
It's like if you want to be a running back, you have to lose weight. So,
You're fullback.
yeah, well, he was calling me a lineman. He was like,
Oh,
"Oh, you're gonna
damn.
be an offensive lineman,"
Damn.
and I was like, "Damn." So
Listen,
Put
yeah,
on,
so
like,
it lit a
40.
fire on me, and I was like, "All right, I gotta find like something to do."
yeah.
And then we found a boxing gym, and then me and my sister just fell in love with it. Like we were there from like morning till like nighttime.
Yeah.
like-
I've always wanted to try boxing. I've never done.
Honestly,
it. Never even like
fighting-
went to a class or anything.
Yeah, like fighting is really fun. Like if you've never been in a fight before, like obviously like street fights are different, right? But if you like spar with anyone, you get your ass whooped, like you learn so much about yourself. I feel like
yeah, your mentality just
Yeah.
has to be so like
you like
strong.
you can't let
and,
it get the
like-
best of you because like if you try to keep going after him, he's still gonna keep whooping your ass.
Yeah.
So like you gotta control it and just okay, cool. Like how can I control my emotions better? Like how can I do better?
It's chess match.
Dude, it's so
Straight
crazy.
up. Like you're
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
you have to like think 2 steps ahead
Mhm.
from your opponent.
How many
just-
fights did you like? Were you?
I only did 6.
Uh-huh.
But they were like national tournaments and Golden
Wow.
Gloves. So
6-0.
3 and 3.
Shit.
3-3.
But I mean,
Not bad.
it's still it's
Shit.
pretty good because the national tournaments you have everybody coming, and then Golden Gloves is like best of the best.
Did you watch the fight this weekend?
Yeah, man, that was
Bro,
That
did you
was
hear
crazy.
about like what happened to Errol Spence?
no. What
So like there's a whole debacle about it. Have you heard
Tangent.
about it? So like
Mm.
remember how I think it was like the 6th round or something, there was like a doctor that went to the ring
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knew why. It was because he was already neurologically damaged before the fight.
What?
So his doctor came out like it was like yesterday and they were talking about like, hey, he already had neurological damage before the fight.
So
That's
they're
why
saying he
wasn't
shouldn't have
performing.
even fought.
They're correct.
Yeah, he looked off.
He looked
There was
way off. Like
something
even when he came
off.
out the ring,
Really?
he looked high. Like he was just like he wasn't. I watched his previous fights, bro. I mean, you don't become 29-0
Didn't look the
because
same.
you know what I mean. You're not 29-0 because you fought like that. It doesn't matter like how good Terrence Crawford was. Like
Mm-hmm.
pretty crazy, you know.
Did you see what happened to him with
I
the
saw
accident?
the knockout.
Well, like the accident that
Mm-mm.
There's a car
Yeah,
accident.
the car
right?
accident.
Yeah.
he was driving a McLaren, and
Oh,
like at 100 miles per
How
hour.
long-
He got
yeah.
ejected from the car.
oh shit.
But that was like what 3 years?
I think that's
4
what
years
messed
ago?
him up though. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
be
change.
honest.
You're not the same.
yeah,
anymore. Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
So with boxing, so you fought for like 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
3 and 3. Why did you did you stop? Like why did you stop?
Yeah, I stopped. I mean, school and
Mhm.
work. It was just hard to keep up with. I was I was pretty good. I could spar against like pros and stuff.
Damn.
But when it got to like an actual fight, it's just so different
Mm.
because there's people around you and there's like the nerves, your legs give out, stuff like that. So I could spar, but I couldn't
You couldn't
actually
translate it.
perform
Yeah.
in a fight.
Damn, that's
'Cause
interesting.
It's different. Like there's guys that are like that, like
It's a
in the industry that are
mental thing.
just like more for like a sparring partner than
Yeah.
than they
Mhm.
are in.
That's an interesting dynamic because like most of the time when you're like playing sports and you're practicing, like I feel like for me like it was more nerve-wracking when you're practicing leading up to the moment because like usually even in bodybuilding, right, like you're nervous about the stage, going on stage, but like that day you just black out and you just kind of do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like it was the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I would assume like, okay, you're fighting, your focus is on that guy, and there's no one else like in the room. That's what I would assume it would be like.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty common. That's why I mean, there's only a certain amount of stars like in the boxing
Mhm.
game, because it's a lot of people can't handle that pressure. It's a
Damn.
lot, and yeah, it's just.
So you haven't picked it up? You
No, I haven't picked it up ever since. But like I said, I could spar with like anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I would go like 4 people at a time, like
fuck.
like, go over and over like 12 rounds, 4 rounds each person.
That's a workout,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, so it was fun. I
Let's
loved
do
it.
it.
Like,
Let's do it.
There's a boxing gym right down the road across from the coffee place.
Dude, I'm down. I'm down.
Just every
Yeah,
day go box.
but it's definitely. I mean, like I said, your mindset just kind of changes after
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
getting hit and
Mhm.
like being able to like react right after. You know?
And so like after boxing, what was the gap between that and like content creation, videography, photography? Like how did that
Yeah,
even
what
come
led to
about?
Yeah, so I was in retail. So I was working at Forever 21, and then I was working at Express at the same time.
Just
so I was doing
shadowboxing in
both.
Forever 21. Just fucking
Yeah, so I
Man,
was
but-
I was working like a normal employee,
yeah.
and then I was doing school. So I was doing community college for supply chain management,
Mhm.
and I kept like, I don't know, I'm just a very like happy person. Like
Yeah.
I can just talk to people and stuff.
Yeah.
So I kept getting promoted within like the whole Forever 21 thing. Ended up becoming like an operations manager for
Damn.
like, so I would make like all the schedules, I would do all the hiring, do all the ADP stuff, and then school at night. So I would just be there all
Mhm.
night. And then from there, I transferred over from there to University of Houston downtown, where I almost finished my degree, but
Mhm.
that's where I kind of started picking up more of the videography stuff.
Mhm.
So I was doing stuff for the
And then like
for the school.
what year was that?
That was, I think, like 2018
Mhm.
when I started taking it like serious. Because I
Oh.
think I started 2017, but it was like just like I was working out a lot, so I was filming myself,
Mhm.
doing like all these little vlogs with like some of my friends.
Yeah.
And then 2018, I would just start going to like different gyms and like just going up to random people and being like, "Yo, you want a video?"
Mhm.
So I would just do it for free. And
So what was the moment like you picked up a camera? Like what kind of led you to that?
it was when I started doing my first vlog
Mhm.
with one of my best friends. His name's Frank. He had a little like T3i Canon,
Oh yeah.
and we picked that up. And then we just one of my friends worked at Blast Fitness right here in like downtown, and he was manager there. So whenever they would close, he would let us come in, and then I would just have the whole gym to like
Damn, that's
film
cool.
whatever I wanted to
Uh-huh.
film.
So you and your friend just decided like, hey, let's just start like recording ourselves workout,
Mm-hmm.
see just for fun.
Yep. And then I think I had actually seen like a Christian Guzman like workout edit. I think it was like him and Bradley Martin and a few other guys like working out, and I was like, dude,
Oh,
that's so sick.
Javon filmed that one.
Yeah, that's the one. I
Dang,
think
how do you
that's the-
remember that?
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
god. I remember because there was like beef from that video. That's
Oh,
how I
what's
remember. Yeah, I remember that day.
yeah, no, but that video, I was like, man, that's like slow motion. That wasn't a thing back like.
Oh,
back
yeah,
then,
we
you
were
know?
all-
So whenever I saw slow motion, I was like, dude,
Yeah.
that is.
So,
I
so that's a good transition into
Yeah.
the second leg, which is social media. So yeah, so was fitness kind of like your introduction to social
Social
media,
media.
and like that
Mhm.
whole world?
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
That's what it was. Like I said, I started filming myself, and then from there, I just went to gyms, like random gyms all around Houston,
Hmm.
and just went up to people and just asked if I could film. And then what happened is like I think someone tipped me once, like I think they gave me like $60 or something, and I was like, whoa, like I just got paid
Yeah.
to do a video, like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it just kept going up and up, and then I started charging like 120 and then 160 and then
Price
it
went up.
kept going up and up,
Yeah.
and then
Yesterday's
more people
price
started
is not
hitting me.
today's price.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool
cool.
though, because people started like messaging me on Instagram and being like, hey, can you film a workout edit, or can you
Yeah.
take some photos? And
So your name, Samuel Solis, you started filming it, and then like how did you start building like your social media following? Like how did you reach out to people normally from the social media perspective?
just from going to
Just,
like
like,
an
going
actual
to-
physical
yeah.
place, and like
Uh-huh.
let's say there's like 30 people at the gym, like I would
Mhm.
take pictures of all of them doing some type of exercise, and then I'd be like, hey, you can follow me on here, and I can send them
Mhm.
over. So just like
Yeah.
doing it like
Because
So you're a
the-
little
manually.
bit different than a lot of people. Most people just DM people like, "Hey, let me shoot videos for you." And instead, you took the approach of, "Let me go to the gym and
Yeah.
just go to
Just do
people
it.
working out, just make them a video for free." And
mm-hmm.
did you ever like start using that to your advantage on your social media? Is that how you started?
Not really.
Mhm.
No, the social media just picked up like on
Yeah.
itself. Like whenever
Yeah.
I would work with like you or
Uh-huh.
Kerrigan or
Yeah.
like Shawley,
Mhm.
and they
Yeah.
post me on their social media. That's when I like would
Yeah.
be able to follow them. But that
'Cause-
wasn't really the goal. Like in
Yeah.
the beginning, it was just like
it's just like
I was
you
just
doing
trying to
what you
do it.
love.
Just,
Yeah. Because like I think when I first met you, it was through Rubio.
Yeah.
Alpha Lee. And then Rubio was like, yo, I have this guy. And you're sitting on the bench.
I was just talking to Rubio about
Yeah.
this because we were in Vegas this
Uh-huh.
past weekend,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, dude, if you didn't go up to Daniel, like
Yeah.
maybe none of this happens. Like
Yeah.
me working with everybody else too, you know, because
Yeah.
I was so nervous that day because I had seen your videos, and I was like, dude,
They're probably
I was like-
garbage.
Yeah, probably, dude.
I was like,
filming them myself.
I was like, Rubio, this guy works for Alphalete, or he works with Alphalete,
Uh-huh.
and like I really want to film something with him.
Mhm.
He was like, just go up to him, and I was like, nah, dude, he's probably just gonna ignore me or something. And then Rubio was like, nah, come on, just do it. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. So then I
Yeah.
just sat down on the side, and then he like took it on himself
Yeah.
just to like,
And how
Go
did you
to-
meet Rubio?
same thing, just going to gyms.
Uh-huh.
So
Because he owned
I-
Athletic Empire.
yeah, he
right?
owned Athletic
Okay.
Empire, and then so I had gone to Roman Empire or
Yeah, Roman Empire. Yeah.
So I went to that gym in Galveston, and I met.
That's
Mike.
where that gym is?
Mhm.
What the fuck, bro? That-
No, it's in League City.
What
Is it-
the other one
Basically.
was,
Oh, there's
right?
2 of them.
What? No, the one before he opened that big one. I think it was.
I have no idea.
I
Bro,
think it was
people-
like by like Elvis.
I
or
know
League
there's
City,
one
it
in
might
League
be.
City.
Hold on, bro. People are driving over there just to go fucking work out, and they
Bro,
live in
people
Sugarland.
drive to fucking Sugarland to work out at Alpha.
But I would assume they would just. Dude, I'm fucking mind boggled. That bitch is in League City.
Yeah.
It's a far
that
gym,
is
yeah.
far, bro.
It's like a nice gym though. That
Super
gym
nice
is
gym,
really, really nice. It's huge.
Okay.
Like really, really massive.
Yeah, we
You should
go
check it
there.
out.
Yeah,
For
but I
sure.
feel like Alpha Land's probably better. Yeah, but anyways. But anyways,
So-
okay, so the story goes like
I went there.
you went there, you started filming with Athletic Empire with Rubio, and then he just became a homie.
Yeah. Well, first I went to that Roman Iron gym.
Okay.
And then met
okay.
Mike Ham, and Mike Ham said,
Oh, Mike Hamilton.
Yeah,
Oh
you remember
my
him?
God. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
he's a homie.
Yeah. So he told me that he owned a gym, which was Athletic Empire,
Uh-huh.
and then Rubio came up to me, and
Uh-huh.
I just filmed a video with Rubio, and then
Nice.
from there, I don't know. He just always felt like family to me.
Yeah,
like,
Rubio's awesome,
like
man.
his family kind of reflects like my family.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like
it's
a lot of
Hispanic-
our
Like a
like
brother.
Hispanic culture, man. That's
Mhm.
just the way it is. Like I feel like Hispanic and Asian culture is kind of the same. It's like family type
yeah,
shit.
and you just feel it, and it was I don't know, it was
Yeah.
a really good friendship that I just
Yeah.
had. And then from there we just went to Alphalete to
Uh-huh.
to film, and that's when we met you.
Yeah, and then so you've worked with everyone. I would
Yeah.
assume like in the
Mhm.
Alpha League chain. You've worked with Shali, you worked with Christian, like
Mhm.
you've also
Heidi.
worked with Heidi.
And then I did one video with Max.
Mhm.
So I think from whenever we worked, Max found me, and then he messaged me to
Oh,
do
nice.
a workout edit
At
at Athletic
Oh
Empire.
my gosh. I
So
feel
we
like
did
I feel like workout edits were so cringe back in the day, bro.
That's what everybody was doing.
Everyone loved them though. I
Oh
mean,
my
they
God.
were like the
No, it was like finding a song. So everyone would film in 60 frames,
yep.
and then they would just slow down the video, and it would be like laggy, and that was like trending
Because
back
the
in
cameras were so bad back
So
then too,
bad.
compared to what they are now.
So like with social media, it seems like you really never took like a DM to people type of approach. You're very
Mhm.
much just like
Just talking to people.
yeah,
You
yeah,
to people.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's better. I mean,
Yeah.
like they actually get to meet you and talk to
Mhm.
you and
yeah.
build a better relationship. Even with like all the celebrities that I've worked with, like
yeah. Oh yeah,
I've
dude.
met. Well,
Oh,
I met
dang,
one guy.
celebrities, huh?
You just worked with DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we worked with
That's
DeAndre
sick.
Hopkins. We've done PJ Tucker. We've done Russell Westbrook. But like
Adrian Broner.
That's sick.
Adrian Broner.
Freaking
Yeah.
AB, bro. That's funny as shit.
Yeah, but it's all through like just like friends and like people that I know and like.
Yeah, how do these people find you?
Referrals.
Yeah, so one of my best friends, I don't know if y'all know him, big camera guy Houston. His name
That's,
is Mike.
I seen you always post them. Yeah.
Mhm, so we always help each other out in all the
Mhm.
types of shoots, and he's the one that knows most of like the athletes. 'Cause He works
Wow.
with Congo and
Uh-huh.
a few other big companies, and yeah, we just
And then how did you guys meet?
through him. I actually met through Instagram, which is I guess a little
Mhm.
different from all the other stuff. But me and my wife Jasmine,
Mhm.
we made a post where we wanted to do like a couple shoot for free. Like
Mhm.
anyone that had like a girlfriend, boyfriend, we would just go up to them, just do like a full
Yeah.
photo shoot for our website,
Mhm.
and then that's how we met him.
Nice.
He
How's the culture of like content creators and social media? Like, is there like you know how back in the day it was like there was always these like creative meetups all
Mhm.
across Houston. Like,
Yeah.
how like is that still a thing?
I don't think
Like,
that's a thing anymore.
people don't do
I
that
think
anymore.
there's just it's really saturated. That's the one thing.
So there's lack of culture almost.
Yeah,
now.
there is lack of
Yeah.
culture, and there's I feel like everyone's trying to compete against each other, and it's like
Mhm.
you can tell the successful people are the ones that aren't like that. The ones that are actually willing to talk to each other and like
Mm-hmm.
help each other out, and then the ones that are like always trying to compete with
Mhm.
people and like trying to go to your clients and like tell them I can do it for cheaper.
Yeah, like the $50 video type.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the guys that like
Yeah.
kind of stay down there. But yeah, there is no culture and there's no like I guess there's no like organization to kind of keep it like keep like a standard.
There's no ambassador.
Because there's some
to kinda,
people
like,
that
keep
will
it
do
going.
like they won't send contracts out. They won't do
Mhm.
like any of the stuff that you have to do. Like
There's the people who are treating it like a quick buck, and then there's the people who are actually taking it serious and like trying to build like a business and make
Yes,
it like a
exactly.
thing, right?
But
So
there has to be a standard because
there's no standards here.
yeah, because then anyone can come in and just like say
Yeah.
that they're gonna shoot for you, and they just
Yeah.
take your money, and then that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So along with the business side, it's kind of like the third leg. Talk to us a little bit about like how you've built this. Like, it seems like everything has kind of come like organic to you because you've gone and got it yourself essentially. Like you've went out there door to door essentially and just like talked to people. How have you built like a business behind this? Like when did you realize?
Were
like,
you always freelance? I guess we'll start with that.
I was always freelance.
Okay.
For the most part. So the biggest thing is I mean, I guess I didn't see it as a business until like
Yeah.
2021, 2022, because I just loved it. Like I wouldn't mind doing it
Yeah.
for free if I had to, because it's
Yeah.
just so much fun. Like as long as someone pays for like my like bills, like my house and whatever,
Yeah.
like I really wouldn't mind doing
As long
it for
as you're
free, 'cause
good,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. Like
Mhm.
I could edit all day, I could shoot
awesome.
all day. But we started seeing like I guess increases in our prices
Mhm.
because of like the investing that I was doing within like the actual business. So
Mhm.
every cent that I got, because I was still living with my parents like in 2019, 2020, was always to like buy a camera or buy a
Mhm.
light or like just get better at my craft. Like
Mhm.
so, I mean that's kind of how I made it into a business, just by like
Mhm.
just reinvesting in everything that I had.
It's just you're just doing what you love, and then like along the way, good things
Yeah.
have just been coming.
Yeah.
and
The
you're
passion just came.
kinda
Mhm.
The money.
putting it all like working on your craft, like you said, and getting better, and then like obviously that translates into your work, which also translates into more business and better business. So
Exactly.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have two sides of this, right? You have your seems like fitness type of side, and then you have like your wedding side.
Mm-hmm. And then I also have a commercial side.
Oh, you have a commercial.
So I do
side.
a lot,
Okay,
a
nice.
lot of commercial stuff. I worked with a few weeks ago. I just did like an AT&T commercial,
What?
and
Like,
then
so that's like
damn.
high level production.
mm-hmm. And then
Holy
I've
shit.
done like stuff for NASA, which is really cool.
What?
That was the Inspiration 4. So it was like the first civilian aircraft to go into like space,
That's
and
sick.
that was cool. I got to like interview like all the scientists behind everything.
Yeah.
And, like it was crazy.
Shit,
It was
maybe
really,
we'll do a
really
second
cool.
So
episode.
how
'cause-
does stuff like that come
Yeah.
through
That
for you? Is
that was just through people that follow me on Instagram. They
Mhm.
just recommend me to like
yeah.
marketing companies, and
Mhm.
they just hire me out. And it's just crazy.
So
great,
your
yeah.
Instagram, you don't even actively like advertise. People just
Yeah.
come to you because of your work, your portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously your passion
Yeah.
and the consistency through the years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's pretty crazy. So like with wedding stuff, everything, zero promotion, all word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All
it's-
referral.
It is
I
pretty.
feel like a lot
cool.
of like your type of business is word of mouth, right? Like you obviously rely on your clients to say, "Oh yeah, this guy did a great job for me."
Yeah.
So which for you is actually boded pretty well, right? Because you don't have to worry about
Mhm.
marketing yourself or trying to advertise.
Yeah. And
But I guess you kind of did that in the beginning with like your face-to-face interactions and like going up to people, and like that's also translated to where you're at today, right? Because
Yeah.
along the way you've built those relationships, which is pretty
definitely.
important.
And those relationships kind of are like the
Mhm.
foundation of everything, because
Mhm.
then I help them out too, and then we help.
Mhm.
I've seen so many people grow with me, like
Yeah.
at the same time, and it's so cool to see like all types of vendors, like
Mhm.
for the wedding side, like
Yeah.
event planners, DJs,
Mhm.
like because we recommend each other, we work
Yeah.
with each other, and then same thing with like photographers and other people that
Mhm.
we work with. Like,
Mhm.
Is there
to
a
see them grow.
time in your business that like you would deny a client?
Deny a client?
Yeah.
I think I have.
Mhm.
Like, if I hear like a lot of bad stuff from like other content creators that have worked with them, and then they're like they're very picky, or like they won't let you be creative with your own work, then I think that's the only time that I would
Yeah.
have to deny a client. But for the most part, when I first started, especially, I was just saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
And I think that helped me grow and get better. Like
Mhm.
just all types of work. I've done literally like everything. Like
Well, you probably like learned what you like to shoot, right?
Like
Mhm.
pornos and
Like-
shit.
yeah, I've shot at strip clubs. It's crazy.
I
What?
thought he was
Yeah.
about to say.
I literally,
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
not
made a
not
porno.
pornos, but
You got that video? No.
no, but yeah, I had to do like all types of shooting because at the beginning, I mean, I was just trying to just grow, and
Yeah.
I did like care ladies, I did like insurance companies, I did.
I think that's so
everything.
important, man, because like with your type of work, most people will hire a person just because they need a videographer, right? They'll be like, "Oh, I'm hiring a videographer," and then they'll just hire the first person that kind of comes to the table that has a decent amount of experience, and then they'll say like, "I want it this way," and not really hire the person for their style. But it seems like you have like a million different ways that you can shoot because you know like every industry, so you know what each industry wants. With the client perspective, like when you say, okay, this is my price for the deliverables, like as a content creator, like how flexible should you be, or should you not be flexible, or should you honor like, hey, you only get 15 photos and one 30-second video? Like, do you ever go past your deliverables? Like, what do you do for that instance?
I definitely go past my deliverables
Uh-huh.
all the time.
Like,
Just
give us
because,
a,
like,
yeah, do you have a scenario that you can kind of like, maybe
let's
like an
say
example?
for weddings, for
Okay.
example, we're only supposed to give them like a 4 to 6 minute video,
Mhm.
but I feel like that's too little for like your whole day. Like, that's your big day. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be able to remember everything. So what I do is I make them like a long video where it has like their ceremony and it has their first dance and it has, so I literally hire someone out of my pocket to just shoot like
Those little moments.
those little moments.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just so they can have that, because
Yeah.
I would hate to like go back and
Mhm.
then they can't see that,
Mm.
Especially now with like fast content, like some people are only doing like 1 minute highlight videos or 2 minute highlight videos, and it's like they don't get to look back at all that
Yeah.
stuff, So I don't want them to like regret.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that a lot. Like sometimes, let's say a commercial client, like I'll give them the raw footage, which is like you
That's
shouldn't
unheard
do
of.
that. You
Yeah,
shouldn't do that
that's-
as a
yeah.
videographer, but it's
Yeah.
like I feel like you should just have it. Like I don't know, later on down the line, maybe the styles change, and you come back to me and you're like, "Oh, can you re-edit this?" And
Mhm.
I mean, that's another payment that you can get, down
Yeah.
the line. But I just like to do more for the clients.
Yeah.
'Cause
Do you believe like, well, I guess you do believe it, but like, have you ever had a situation where like people try to like, you say you only get a certain amount of deliverables and then you deliver those deliverables and then people get like frustrated that, hey, it's not enough, like I should get more? Like, is there ever a difficult client that like they paid a good amount of money for and then they're still not happy?
I don't think I've ever had that actually.
You've
Like
had pretty
I've
good
had
experiences. Yeah.
clients like ask me for like one revision,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's fine, but as long as you like are specific on what you want changed.
Yeah.
Like if you make me change everything and then I give it to you and then you're like, oh, I forgot to add this, then
Uh-huh.
it's like, all right, now I'm gonna have to charge you for that. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I've had very good
Yeah.
experiences with my clients. I mean, yeah, it's been good.
And then with your business right now, like it's you and your wife,
Mhm.
and then is there like other people that are in your company now
Yeah,
too?
so I'm currently I'm trying to train 2 editors and 2 shooters.
Wow. Nice.
So it's gonna help me out a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
right now, like, I can't take on more work because I'm
Holy
just
shit.
working so much. Like last week, it was like 2 to 3 shoots a day.
What?
Yeah, and it's
That's
just me and
crazy.
Jasmine, and then
Bro,
yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
How do you
Yeah.
like price out your packages?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
so
you have like set packages, or do you kind of like price it per project?
I like to price it per project, but I always have $1,000 day rate, so that's like
Mm.
minimum, and then from there it's like per edits, per
Mhm.
like how much lights I gotta bring, what type of camera package you're wanting, like because you can go for like an A7S3 or an
Yeah.
FX3 or
Mhm.
a red, like it just depends
Yeah.
on what the type of like quality of the
Yeah.
camera is gonna be.
The reason I ask is because like we have a content side of our business that we're building out, and we're always kind of trying to figure out like what a good price, like a price range for things is, but we feel like we always end up going back to like, well, it's kind of based on the project, right? 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
Austin's like, I'm like, hey, put together a package for this person. And he's like, well, what do they want? What is this? What is this? What is this? And it's
Yep,
like,
because it's always different.
there's
I mean,
so much that goes
sometimes-
into it. Yeah, he's like, do they want a long video? Do they want a short
Mhm.
video? Do they want edited pictures, raw pictures?
Do they want you to shoot for 6
Yeah.
hours, or do they want you to shoot for 2 hours?
Right.
Like that's the biggest time
Yeah.
too. Like the time, and then the
Yeah.
time that's going to take to edit a video. Because
Mhm.
sometimes these 30-second videos will take you like 12 to 15 hours. Because there's like sound effects. There's like all these different like
So
things
specific.
that you gotta do for it.
Yeah,
So-
it's been tough for us to like actually just put together like packages to just send out to people because it's like, well, could be totally different.
Yeah, and then like with your packages, like price negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
How firm are you?
I am pretty firm. Yeah, pretty firm.
Yeah.
Well, he has the luxury to be firm right now. He's doing 3 shoots a day.
Yeah.
This is an
It's gotta
honor.
be
Then.
fun.
Here's a fucking honor. You just turned down 2 shoots. to Be here technically.
I know, right?
At that
We're
rate,
gonna he's gonna send us an invoice after he leaves.
how long is this out? How
Yeah.
long is this video again?
No, but
Yeah.
the thing I feel like I struggled with now though is like I keep doing these shoots, but I feel like I'm not like doing enough storytelling, which is like the thing that I like wanted to do the most.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that I do now is like ads or like a company telling me the direction that they want to take
yeah,
it, and then
it's
it's
just
like
production work.
Yeah.
Essentially.
so now I want to get into like more passion projects, like doing documentaries and stuff like that. Stuff that like I feel like, let's say I mean not to be morbid, but like I die tomorrow, like
Mhm.
people can look back at it and be like, wow, he told that story like so well, or like
Yeah.
something that impacts people. You know?
So like your original reason for picking up a camera was to vlog. Have you ever thought like to hire someone to film your daily life? Because that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. But
Damn, I'm telling a creator how to storytell. Shit.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
why don't
kind
you
of.
tell your story as part of
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
part of
Why
that
not? I
journey?
think it'd be great.
I feel like I'm really scared to be on camera.
Well,
Like,
you-
to be honest,
You
like,
know,
it's-
just kind of him filming you, like you unknowingly, like you're just doing your work and you're just showing everything you go through. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I
And then
might-
you can charge him for like filming you. It's like you're taking my time. No, I think
yeah,
like
that'd be a great idea.
we
for
told
sure.
that to a friend of ours too. Like one of my best friends is in like real estate, but he used to do like a lot of like reels and stuff for real estate. And we told him like, why don't you focus more on your personal content too? Because you're doing social media stuff or you're producing content. Why don't you storytell more? Because like even with us too, like us filming, even this like the podcast is part of the story that we're, you know, on the journey of, right? Like you're filming the podcast, we're filming the YouTube video, we're documenting our journey along the way. Like our set right now looks super like shitty, you know, but like
Nah,
It's
Well,
bootleg.
we'll maybe look back on this like in 3 years and be like, damn, like we have changed. And I think like showing this as like a personal brand perspective is really cool.
Yeah.
So I mean that's another thing you should.
I'm definitely gonna look into that.
Yeah, because it would be cool. Like people don't know who Sam Solis is or like Jasmine. They don't know who you guys are. They just know you're always behind the camera. But it is cool to like have a person behind the camera of the person behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
putting
then
you
that
out there.
person gets a vlogger and then
It's like
it's a
vlog
person behind
section.
it's a
It just
vlog
keeps
section.
going.
that would be
Behind the
kind of
camera, behind
funny.
the camera.
So okay, so stern and firm prices, no
Mhm.
negotiations, over deliver on content. What does it look like for someone to like work for your business?
That's tough because I'm just barely getting into that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Um.
You're starting to delegate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's scary because
Yeah.
it's like, can you be?
Can you trust this person?
Yeah. And
That's the
can you
fucking-
go into a shoot and like?
Yeah, that's the
You know?
fucking millennials though. We are like, I'm gonna do this shit myself. And because like we do everything and we're so afraid to like pass it on, I feel like that's a millennial curse, bro.
It's our problem is we
Yeah.
think we have to do everything ourselves.
Yeah, because we
have
see
to
like
delegate
I
it.
feel like every generation will say this about the new generation, like they're incompetent. Like I feel like our parents probably said this about us too. You know what I mean?
probably.
But like now we say this, and now we are all in the position of like, okay, like we need to start delegating our work and like bringing people in. And it is sometimes, honestly, man, like Derek has like helped me feel that too. Like he's helped me feel more relieved and like being more comfortable to let other people do things because I'm always the same way too. And I'm sure he was too. Is like have this other person to just push stuff to so you can focus on like the true framework of the business and like scaling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I'm around all of you guys, like
Yeah.
seeing all of y'all
Yeah.
grow so much, and like
Yeah.
being able to do that is like, I know that it's the next step, but it's like
Yeah.
it's still just so
It's
scary.
hard. It's
to
hard
do.
to let go. It's probably one of the hardest things, like as a leader, like especially when you start a business that's solely you, right? Like it's always been like just you.
Solely.
Solis, yeah.
That's-
Solis. And then eventually you brought your wife in, like,
Mhm.
and then now it's y'all together. So it's one of those things that like, it's your baby, so it's hard to like trust somebody else to like do the job that you're doing. But I think that as long as you're training these people with the values and like the ways and the processes that you use personally, then like it'll translate. So I think you'll figure it out, but it's definitely part of the journey.
That'd be a
Mhm.
nice
It's
YouTube series.
It's a great it's a great problem to have though. Like
Yeah.
you have so much work that you need employees to
help.
help you. So it's like
Mhm.
probably for you it's pretty surreal that you're like in that moment or in that
Yeah, in that
dilemma.
position.
Yeah.
of-
If you call like your YouTube series Solely Us, bro, that would be awesome. Think about that, right? So, I mean, I would definitely say like you're different than a lot of creators that we've come across. Most of the creators have really piggybacked off of one person to like build upon everything else. And then once they've lost that, they're like, well, fuck, like, what do I do now? Because that was almost their entire identity. Whereas you were very much diversified across like everyone, but you were solely stuck on like, pun intended, on like your business, your focus, your craft with like your wife. And then simultaneously you had your wedding gigs outside of fitness, and it was just like, you didn't depend on this
one person.
one person or this
Yeah.
one business.
And
You-
that's what I saw a lot of that in the industry.
and
and
yeah,
and
it's huge.
especially like in the fitness influencer
Yes.
industry, where people would just get replaced, and
Like
then
a personal vlogger.
That's
Well,
it.
I think
Like-
the thing that you did is you remained a freelancer and you remained open to other
Mhm.
opportunities, and like you didn't say no to any opportunities. Whereas a lot of these other people will go work for somebody, they'll get locked in, and then they'll realize like, damn, I could make so much more money if I go do other things, but like I've already been trapped in maybe a contract or like as an employee. So
Mhm.
I think
But-
the way you did it is probably how most
Yeah.
content creators should go about it, because that is like your skill is like a sought after skill, right? So you should stay freelance and turn it into your own thing. At least
Yeah.
that's my opinion on it.
Honestly, aside from like the money perspective, because for you, it's like it was always passion first and the money
Passion as
came
well, yeah.
second. Like when you're locked in with one person, your creative freedom is very much dwindled across like how that person like makes their videos or photos. But like with you, you were able to be very diverse, like filming pornos, filming hairstylists, filming fitness brands. It was it was great. Like because so now like when you go to people like Adrian Broner or like DeAndre Hopkins or fucking Drake, or like what is it?
Has anyone ever came to you
Lend
and
on
been
the
like,
plug.
they're like, hey, I need a videographer for my OnlyFans?
No, I haven't actually.
Dang.
Oh my god.
We got to ask every content creator that we interview.
Oh
that
my god,
question.
that would be hilarious. Yeah, so I really like the way you did business because it's very much like it was like all about you and your wife, and nobody could ever take that from you, and that's definitely like something that a lot of people lack. I see the same thing. I mean, we see the same thing. Like you're right. Like all of these high level influencers are very much like I'm looking for a personal person to film me picking up a cup of coffee, taking a shit, like little things like that. Like I want you around me 24/7. Whereas you're like, nope, not gonna do that. Not about that. And then you're just growing your business simultaneously. Now it's like blossomed into something large that's hopefully gonna be bigger than yourself. But yeah, like with business, like that's your only business right now, right?
Yeah, that's my only.
Okay,
business.
and then eventually you want to go into like high level production for like movies and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love like the horror genre, so
Yeah.
that would
Oh,
be so
shit, hell
cool to
no.
do. And then documentaries, so
Yeah.
like just like impactful stories. Like I did one personal project for one of my friends. He trains people that have like Parkinson's to box.
Wow.
So he's like one of the only people in like the United States to do it.
Damn.
And it was a really cool experience. Like there's this one lady that couldn't even like walk,
Uh-huh.
and she just started training, doing like the boxing stuff, and now she's able to like walk and like almost run around the gym. It's pretty.
Damn, his
Pretty
inspo is
insane.
probably Muhammad Ali.
Well, he actually was under George Foreman.
What?
Yeah, so he was like one of the like assistant coaches.
Bro, a
under-
spider just like landed on the back of your head, dude.
No way.
It's on your shoulder.
Bro, I got arachnophobia.
Dude, I just watched it. I just watched it come all the way down.
Where is it?
I flicked it off for you. It's gone.
Wait, kill
I
it.
got it. It flicked it off for you.
Fuck that guy. Bro, I fucking hate
You're
spiders.
gonna be Spider-Man, man.
Sorry, I just literally
You
saw
let
it.
this motherfucker land on
I
my
saw,
head, dude?
I saw it.
You're
It's a perfect moment.
fucking asshole.
Uh,
So that goes into our fourth leg, which is like almost like retrospect advice, you know, kind of like
goals. Yeah,
goals
like what-
you have. Share us a little bit about like the journey that you've been on. Like reflect if you can with us. Like how has the experience been for you? Because you've been doing it since 2018, 2017.
Mhm.
So it's been 5-6 years. Tell us a little bit about like how you're, you know, what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I mean, advice-wise, I would just say just be kind, be yourself, and help people out. Like,
Yeah.
let's say for example, like one of my biggest clients was Anaka for a really long time. Like when I went with Shali and I asked him like to help him with like the Anaka
Yeah.
stuff, like I wasn't asking for like a shit ton of money. I was just there to like help him grow his brand.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's kind of like what I did with most of my clients. Like how I was talking about how everyone's grown so much from
Yeah.
when I started,
Mhm.
just helping people out. And
Yeah.
then, I mean,
Do shit
You'll-
for free until you don't
yeah,
have to
and
do
you'll
it.
get stuff
until
back.
you
Like,
don't
people
have to
will help
anymore.
you.
Yeah.
Like they'll like you and they'll help you
Yeah.
and they'll want to see you succeed just like they're succeeding. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what
that's
else?
pretty much
What else advice would you have?
it.
You're a
what
husband
advice?
too. You got, you know.
Oh yeah, I have to say this because Jasmine wanted to be here, but she just got featured in GQ and Rolling Stone. So that's pretty-
Wow.
for the DeAndre Hopkins stuff. So
Oh shoot. So that was
Holy
a-
shit!
Yeah.
That's
Oh, so she did his
huge.
GQ shoot.
yeah,
for him?
she did his.
It was the
GQ
green
that's
jewelry and
monster
stuff,
green
right?
jewelry.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
that's
man.
really really.
So shout out
Great.
Jasmine.
Yeah. So like, and that guy, DeAndre Hopkins, like that gig came from your homie
From
Big
Mike.
Camera
Yep.
Houston.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, he always reaches out to you to help, and then
Yeah.
vice versa.
So Mike is like a networking god. Like he can like, as,
Yeah.
when he goes into a room, he can talk to anybody.
You can sell a camera to a camera store.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, right? Is like you never know. Like, I mean, you've said this before too, right?
Every
like
day I
one,
say
one
this, yeah.
person, like this one client, you never know. Like you impress this one person,
Yeah.
and now he literally opened doors for you and your wife. So
Mhm.
like,
And
you
then
just
same
never know. You
us
always
with
be
him,
kind.
like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
helping each other out
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
seeing
I
each other
say it a
grow.
lot too. Like everything in life, like, is like a chain reaction. Like you never know when you meet that one person, like 10 years, how many other relationships it stems from that, and then that one person can really, along the way, will change your life. And then like, the most extraordinary event, whether it's minuscule to you at that time, will feel like an ordinary day, but you look back on it like years from now, and it could be like, damn, that was the day that like I feel like changed my life, you know,
Yeah,
because I talked to that one person or whatever that may look like.
definitely.
So like with experiences too, like even we're the same. Like we love networking, talking to people, because like podcasts is so cool. Like we get to really dive deep on like another level with other people that wouldn't normally share
Mhm.
these types of stories. Like if I'm sitting with you having a cup of coffee, we're not going to talk about like this type of stuff. You
Your
know what I
business,
mean?
your
Mhm.
business journey. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
it is really cool, man, to do this. So what are some like, besides the high level production stuff, what are some major goals you have?
Major goals is just to do more passion work, like
Mhm.
just for big brands like Nike and
Mhm.
and like Showtime would be
Yeah.
cool.
Oh shit, yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be sick.
like
Showtime,
stuff that like
Showtime
kinda-
boxing.
Mhm,
Yeah,
Showtime
that would
boxing.
be full circle.
Yeah, like stuff that
That'd be
just
cool.
reflects like my past, you know, like
Yeah.
like sports and
Yeah.
sports. I love sports, so it's like
Yeah.
doing that type of work and then like movies and
Mhm.
it'd be really really
Then
cool.
how about like the business side of like the employees? Like how big are you trying to make your team? Like, do you have
Yeah.
a goal for that?
It would be nice to have like a team of like 10 to 15 people that are like on it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hire people that
That's
are
a
like,
big team, man.
Yeah,
For media, bro.
but that would be
It's a big
great to
team,
have,
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
just getting hired for like let's say like an AT&T reaches out or
Mm-hmm.
T-Mobile reaches out, like we're able to have everything, like
Right.
sound person,
If it becomes
like,
a big production.
operator,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
have everything, you know, in
Yeah.
one spot.
And what, like, with these other companies like AT&T and NASA and stuff like that, is there like they're like, okay, I got a $50,000 budget. What can I do? Do they normally say it like that, or they're like, what are
do.
your rates?
They'll say stuff. Yeah, they'll give you like a budget,
Mhm.
and then if you're okay with it, then
That's pretty lit.
Kinda work
You like NASA? Do you like,
mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
national
that's
one was
good.
through a marketing company, so
okay.
like they are the ones that handle most
so
of
they
the
took
payments.
they
So
took
they're the ones that they'll just contact me and then
Yeah.
they'll be like, hey, what's your price?
It's like they contract a company, then the company
Yeah,
contracts another person.
company.
It's
Yep. Yeah, that's
just
what
like
they
a
do.
line.
It's
Yeah.
like it's just like a middleman.
Yeah. So then, how about family? Like, what's your goals with your family?
I just want to be able to give back to them. Like,
Yeah. You got
which I
kid-
do now. It's nice.
What about
to have-
kids?
Oh no, definitely no kids. At least in the near
He
future.
like tensed up. We're gonna have Austin clip that and just send it to his wife.
Well, Jasmine, I don't think Jasmine wants any kids
Yeah.
either.
Oh.
Because I just feel like our schedule is so hard to work with.
Boy,
Like,
10 stuff.
let's say working 3 shoots and then I have to edit at night. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how would I be
Yeah,
able to handle that?
It just doesn't make sense in this phase of y'all's life. Right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, what about like when you get to like 10 like
And kids, that's your goal, bro.
What
10
do-
kids is your goal.
What about when you get to like 10, 15 people and then, you know, you get to a point where you don't even have to show up to shoots anymore? Like, will there ever be a time that like you want to grow your family,
I
right?
think that
Yeah.
that would be the
Yeah.
time for sure.
10 kids.
Yeah,
10 kids.
definitely not 10.
Because like
kids,
that,
but-
you know, you're building this business, this like huge business that can possibly be like an empire in the future, and you don't even know. Like, right? You're shooting for these big names right now, and maybe you're on the cusp of a breakout, and you're not even sure. Or maybe someone like discovers Jasmine's spread in GQ, and they're like, "Damn, I need to hire her." Like that can all of a sudden just flip for you,
Yeah.
just like that,
Mhm.
you know. So I think like it's so important. Like I talk about this all the time, like with like business, being able to build something that's like admirable for like a generation or 2 generations down the line, to like say like I did this, because like within 3 generations you're already forgotten, maybe 2 generations you're forgotten. So like
Yeah.
the immediate generation of like what you've done, like I feel like when you're building a business, something that is respectable should pass it down, right? Like whether it's to a niece and nephew or like your kids or something like that, whatever it may be, you know? So
you're right.
yeah, so hopefully that changes your mind.
It's just so like this
It's
world
hard
is just
right now.
so tough right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Mhm.
this world is
like-
fucked right
yeah.
now, bro.
it's crazy. There's
Yeah.
just so much bad going on.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking, like, also like with like, I don't know, having kids and them going to school, like that's
Yeah.
like scary now, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's just everything nowadays. It's
Yeah.
just so scary.
Well, you
dude.
could fight him, bro. You're a boxer.
Yeah.
You got that.
My dad could beat your dad up.
And he can film it too.
One thing I will say, as you start, bringing on more employees under you, is just make sure you take care of them. Make
Yeah.
sure like their values and
Yeah.
their core values like align with you and your vision, because ultimately like that's gonna go a long way for your business. And I mean, we've just been kind of seeing it now with a lot of people who are approaching us. Just they're not happy
A
with
lot.
their current situations, and it's because it starts at the top with the leadership, and the leadership, how your leaders act and respond to things and do their daily things it trickles down to your business. So,
It's true.
and I'm not saying anything about you as a leader. You as a leader, I can see you probably leading by example, right? And like just being a hard worker, that'll translate down. But just, I guess my advice to you as you're hiring right now is, take care of the people that are going to help you build what you're building, because that ultimately is one of the most important things, and it'll go much longer way.
Yeah, and I really think, as you're younger in your early phases, like, you don't really know what it means to be a business owner or like a leader in the business. You just know that like, as you keep doing this the right way, you're going to blossom this leadership position within yourself. And then you learn things along the way to be like true to who you are, or maybe like treat people right along the way. What we've really realized is like, no matter how long it takes, if that person doesn't treat people right, eventually people will find out. And like for us, it's like we'd rather take a step back and just let it be known to like the people that we care about, like we actually care about people and we'll treat them right. And we always realize that like things are full circle. And I think with any type of business, like there's going to be pitfalls. And just because like someone may be great at what they do doesn't mean they'll be great working and doing that with you. And they may be great doing that with someone else. You know, it's like a relationship thing too, right? Like a boyfriend, girlfriend type thing. You may be toxic with one person, but you're like fucking Mr. Perfect for the other person, you know?
Yeah.
So for us, it's like when you're building a business, I mean, your employees are almost like your little kids too, right? Like, you know, you're kind of grooming them to be better and like leaders in the business. Like as you scale this and do right by people, I mean, I can see it in your personality anyways. Like you and Jasmine are like some of the kindest people I've ever met, honestly. They're always always like bubbly and like smiling and like easygoing. But like you're going to have a lot of people that try to take shit from you too. Like you're building something that is definitely very admirable, and there's going to be like the bigger you build something, the more someone's going to fucking take it away from you. Try to. So, it's like I don't know where I'm going with this.
Damn, bro. I was like, what are you doing?
I'm going on a tangent.
I guess just be careful.
Protect
with,
yourself.
The people.
essentially.
But
make sure you have a good lawyer team. And
But you
make sure
you've
you're
done a
doing the right
phenomenal
things.
job, man. Honestly, like it's I've watched you grow through the years. and
Yeah,
it's just like
when we started.
yeah.
together. Going to LA. and
Yeah.
Not being able to pick up a fork.
I always share one story before. Like, can I share this?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my! Before we wrap it up, Sam and I and Pedro went to California to film for Zephyr. We had like all those exotic cars, and we all had ate an edible. And no, I was smoking, and then we pressured Sam to like just eat an edible, dude. Just
Because I had never done it before.
yeah. Sam was like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're like, dude, just eat a little bit, and he fucking ate the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then like we're driving to like go eat sushi and shit. And then, you know, we get there, it's totally fine. All of a sudden, he just like freezes and his face just face plants into the fucking table. Like and doesn't move. Like he's just frozen. I don't feel so
Jesus.
good. I don't feel so good. It was just like you were like and then
I couldn't lift my arms.
yeah, he was just like too high. Like he's just like too fucking high. And then we got in the car and we're like, yo, Pedro, like like me and Pedro was just cracking up. It was the funniest shit we've ever seen. And then he just like gets out the car and just projectile vomits all in the fucking
Dude, that's sick.
parking garage.
That reminds me of when Princeton ate an edible at the
Summer shredding.
Summer
Oh my God,
shredding.
that was hilarious, dude.
He was throwing up in the back.
No,
Oh.
yeah. In the loading dock. He
In the
just, like,
loading
passed
dock.
out.
Yeah,
He ate too many.
that's
'cause he was, like,
crazy.
yeah.
Damn.
But yeah,
It's like-
it's fucking.
Yeah, well,
hilarious.
Sam, that brings us across the finish line. Thank you for joining us today on Relay Radio and providing some knowledge and insight into your story. And anybody out there who may be a content creator or in the media sector, hopefully we provide some good advice for them through your story.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you to the listeners at home for tuning in. Together, we will sprint towards a purpose-driven future, celebrating the power of business, entrepreneurship, and the transformative impact it can create.
Dude, one day we're gonna memorize that shit.
Yeah, dude,
Dude.